again. I'm back with a new project share. I've taken ages to get this finished. There's been other stuff going on and I just lost my mojo a little bit. If there's other stuff going on that I have to deal with, I tend to find it really difficult to craft in amongst it. It's almost like, well, I've got to deal with that first and then I can craft. I can't seem to use crafting as an escape from it all, but I'm getting there. So I finally got this finished. The lady's been waiting ages for it, and hopefully she likes it. So this is it. Was supposed to be my design team project for ARTYmaze for October. We're now nearly finished November, so that shows you how long I've been at it. So the kit I've used for this is the fern and mushroom collage kit and the extra kit that you get the tags and things. So it fitted what I wanted to do, because I wanted to I've had this napkin, well, it's like a place setting, I think is what it was, and it had all these lovely autumn colours, and I always knew it was going to be an autumn journal, but I hadn't got round to using it. And I got these leaves in a craft shop that I knew would go with this place setting, so I'd had it in my head for a while, so the fern and mushroom kit just went really well with the idea I had in my head, and I'm really quite happy the way it turned out. So, because autumn is my favourite time of the year, I love the colours. Living in Scotland, when everything is so green all the time, is lovely, but in the autumn when everything starts changing colour, I think it's even nicer. So I'm not one for the heat or summer or going to hot countries. I'm really happy with the climate I live in, and I like it when it's sort of chilly and the colours are lovely and you're starting to come in and need to put the fire on and stuff like that. So it's just so me. So so I'm delighted how this turned out. I used some sort of, I think they call it freeform crochet, where you basically just crochet various stitches to get a shape you want. So I've used a little bit of that in the front cover, because I just needed a little extra something, and I was using beads and buttons, and I didn't like them, but this worked out really well, and I've tried to tie the colours in with the leaves. So I'm chuffed with that. So it's just a sari. This isn't actually sari silk, this is silk I had that I tore into strips, and it's worked out really nice, and I've put some gold buttons on the end of that, and that just comes off, that's just to hold it shut. So I found this brooch in, again, this was a charity shop find, and again I knew it was going to go with this book. I've had this in my mind for quite a while, and I wanted it to be the focal point of the front cover. So like I say, when I tried with the beads and buttons and things, I think it took away from how nice this brooch is, because it's metal and the colours are just exactly what I wanted this book to be. So yeah, the freeform crochet just, I think, worked really well with this instead. And this is an old, it's like a wee placemat for a dressing table, and it's got some crochet on, embroidery on it that fitted the colours as well. So there's lots of layers with this one. It's a soft cover. It's just some Tim Holtz paper I've used as the cover, and the main structure of the cover is this. Because this was actually quite big, it was a good size, so I folded it up and I've stitched it and made it the size I wanted. So the stitching is making it smaller, so there's quite a lot of structure in the fabric, so I didn't need to use a thick cover underneath it as well. I think it would have made it too bulky. So there's loads of wee bits. I've used the leaves again as bitties to stick out, and I took a necklace to bits that had all these lovely green beads on it, and I've used them throughout it as well, in these little gold discs, and they work really well with it. So other than, I think there's a few wee bits of Tim Holtz. I think there's a couple of little bits, and there's some bits I cut out of a botanical book, but other than that, it's all the ARTYmaze kit. So make sure we're in frame. So the lady that wanted this she wasn't interested in much writing space, so I have decorated it a little bit more than I would normally, because I usually like leaving a few pages for journaling, but I've had a wee play with more bits and pieces in this one for that reason. So I've got a wee bulb in here. Again, these are all bits off the same necklace, and there are some shell buttons throughout this as well. And so in this front we've got a glassine bag, and this is one of the tags that comes with the kit, but I've had a play with it. I've added some, these are the Tim Holtz dies, and I've added some of that. I've used quite a lot of gesso, and I've discovered jelly printing. I've only had a couple of wee shots at it so far, but I am loving it. So I used the Tim Holtz ink on a jelly plate for the effects you see throughout. There's a lot of aging in this book. The ARTYmaze kit is much, much brighter than you're going to see it in this kit, because I used quite a lot of ink and splashes and gesso and things to get the effect I was looking for. And I got some really nice, I think this almost looks like a plant, and this is just playing with I think it's the Distress Oxides and a little bit of water on the jelly plate. And I got some really nice effects. I'm really chuffed how it turned out. Throughout this I have a napkin that is little bees. So throughout this book I've added in little bees. It looks like they're sort of crawling through the book. I quite like that as well. And I've used quite a lot of stamping in this one again, because I didn't need to leave much writing space. This is I think it's Fossilized Amber. Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I've had it for ages and never actually got round to using it, but it's a lovely yellow, so I will be throwing that in some other books as well. I really like it, because I think it could easily go with a gold theme as well in a different book. So we've got a wee pocket here with, this is tags from the kit, which again are practically on a white background, so everything you see other than the fern itself is an effect I've put over the top. Excuse me. The tag itself is white with the fern on it, and I've added quite a lot of layers to it. I think I've done some stenciling as well. I've got some little tags here that I've used, and I've put some even smaller ones on. And this is some washi tape that I've used on the little tags. And there's lots of layers of old lace and beads and again these leaves. So this is another wee tag here, and this is an envelope that opens, and there's another wee tag in there. And we've got a guest check here. I did a swap with the lovely Tonya from Scribbles in Time, and she sent me guest checks, which I'm just so excited to have a play with. They take ink so well. Because they're so thick, they take the ink and the tea stain and everything really well. This is some decoupage napkin on top, and I've done that as a wee flip. There's a little bit of ephemera tagged in there. The card that I've used, each signature, the outside part of the signature is card. It's the Tim Holtz, I think it's the wallpaper collection that I've used, and it goes so lovely with this kit. So again, just lots of layers, some stenciling, stamping, the ink. I had the book together, and I literally just took the book and dumped it onto the jelly plate, and it could have been an absolute disaster considering I'd finished the book and went back over the top of it, but it turned out okay in the end. I really like the really scruffy, sort of grungy look I've ended up with. So this is some sari silk with some vintage, what do you call it again? Crochet. Your mind goes blank the minute you start a video, it's mental. And again, some more layers here. These are cut from a botanical book I have that I've used in the various layers, and in each of the signatures the ties are a bead from the same necklace. So I think it's alternate, a big bead with a little leaf. You can see that. So the colours are just perfect. And I've got another tag here, again with lots of layers. that I've put over the top. And I've taken bits of the kit, which would normally be the page, and I've just torn it off the corner because I wanted just this bit. We've got a wee flip here with a little tag in there. And because of the washi tape I've made the bag feel a little smaller. And some beads on there. And then the other side of that envelope, so it's got a wee tag in there as well. And this is just various layers, and with more of the Tim Holtz die cuts. And a little dangle there. These are some of my favourite clothes tags. I've mentioned this before, but there's a shop here called Fat Face. And I love the tags you get on their clothes. So, because they're really, really thick and they're a lovely colour to go in a vintage journal. So I've just used some of the ARTYmaze kit paper on both sides to cover the shop name and everything, and then just added some lace and bits and pieces. But this is the string that comes on it, which is just perfect. And they fit on really nice with the wee Tim Holtz clip, which I've added some dangle on. I've got another guest check here. And some more layers. I have used a few seed beads in the autumn colours through some of the snippets. I've used various Tim Holtz dies and built them up in layers. I'm not sure you'll see it properly. But they all just tie so nice together using the papers as well. So there's one of the leaves. I think they're glass. I think they're cold enough to be glass. Don't think they're plastic. See, this is the jelly printing with the inks. So I'm really going to have a proper play with that. I've got some more vintage buttons. And we've got a corner pocket here. And I've used one of the wee tiny Tim Holtz, the new clips. And this is some images that I downloaded. It's the New York Library something. It's free images you can download from there. And I've just tea dyed it. Again, the tea dye made the colour run a little bit, but the colours work really well with what I'm going for. So I was happy to leave that. This is just an envelope I've got later on in the book left as an extra little page. I've got a tiny wee pocket here with a little tag. The lighting's getting a little dark now. I'm at the back of my house and my lighting's not great in my craft room. Hopefully you can see that okay. And this is lunchtime, so it is as bright as it's going to get for me. And another bead here and some layering. And this is another image I downloaded. Oh, I'll have to fix that. That's the paper clip is torn that. I'll have to redo that. But I think it's just such a lovely image. I'm not really sure which way round it's supposed to go. That way maybe. Yeah. I just love the colours. It match perfectly. And this is the other side of that envelope. So we've got a tag in here. And another one of these little tags I've done. Put them in again later. And there's a wee tag in here with just a bumblebee on it. Take them out, that'll make it easier. And then there's just the top. I've used the layaway tag as a page. Where's that? So I've used the tag as a page, and another bit is up here that I've just put some snippet collaging on. So you can see how lovely this fossiled amber comes out against these colours. I thought the yellow was lovely. And another one of these tags with a slightly different string on it, but it's from the same shop. I just love these tags. And this has a dangle on it as well. Got an envelope here with another wee tag in it. So there are a few blank pages, but because it's not essentially going to be a writing journal, I've played with ink and stamping and things on the pages that I didn't actually have a pocket or anything on. Got another wee tag just held on here with a paper clip. Some more layering. And another big pocket here with one of the tags from the kit, and again I've just added that to dangle on there. And this is the other side of that envelope. I really liked how that turned out because I brought the layers over the top. And the wee bumblebee. And at the back we have another tag. And lots of layers down here. When I put the cover on, I ended up with a wee sort of sticky out bit at the back. So I put another wee layer and a button, and I quite like how as you go through the book this sticks out the whole time. Quite like a lot of the things that happen in my books that I really like are sort of happy accidents. So I like how that turned out. So yeah, so there we go. Finally, a design team project for this month. I'm so behind on everything I should be doing, but I'm happy plodding along. I do have another project nearly finished, but I'm not entirely happy with the way it's turning out. So I'm going to have a play and we'll see. So if a video doesn't happen for that one, you'll know why. But yeah, so that's me for now. Any questions about any of the techniques I've used or anything like that, please ask in the comments below. And I'm not great at answering straight away, but I get there eventually. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you like this little book. And I will put the links for the kits I've used down below. And thank you very much. I'll hopefully be back again soon. Bye.